and you'll get the goal too. You'll achieve it also. But you've got to train your body to do this because our culture, all of our cultures in the world, every culture is different, but all cultures teach you to fit in. And if you're going to serve your community, your country, your family, and if you're going to serve what God has made you to be, whatever that distinction may be, however you language that, whatever you're here for, then you've got to learn to put yourself in a different state. So I'm saying to you, how many of you would like to have more joy, more happiness, more excitement, more ecstasy in your life? How many would like to have a lot more of all those things? Raise your hand, say aye. Anyone opposed to those feelings? Okay, good. Then we're not going to wait for them to happen. Emotions don't just happen to you, you do them. You do them by the way you use your body and by what you focus on. Those two together create your emotions. So if we change the way we move, we change the way we feel. So here's what we're going to do. I want you to imagine this goal you said earlier you really want. A goal, a dream, a desire, a fantasy, that if you could achieve it, it would so excite you. How many thought of one already? You know one that would really excite you. If you got one, raise your hand right now and say, aye. Great. I want you to imagine right now you just achieved that goal. You really achieved it. How will you feel? And notice how quickly that was over. See, if your brain goes, I got to work this hard so I can go, yeah, for 2 seconds, your brain's not going to do what's necessary. You're going to just get caught up in your daily life. Most of you do not have enough associated to what you want, not enough draw. Most people are trying to push their way to get somewhere. But if you can imagine what you want and you can make it strong enough, it will pull you towards it. And pull is much more powerful than push. This man who feels lazy, he's not lazy. He has infinite goals. Goals that don't pull him enough, that don't excite him enough. He doesn't believe it enough. It's not real enough. So of course he's lazy. We're all lazy when we have nothing to look forward to or nothing strong enough to pull us. But we can change that in a heartbeat. But the way you got to change it is he has to change his body first, because if you ask somebody in this state, like this, they're like, and you go, what do you want? And they go, I don't know. What do you think you want? I don't know. Maybe more money. Maybe better relationship. Maybe a better job. Now, what do you think the chances of this person ever getting any of that is? 0. Because there's no animation. But if you get somebody in a totally peak state and you go, what do you want? They go, I'll tell you what I want. And they're in a very different place. So we want to get in that place. So here's what I want you to do. Shake your body out. And we're going to take this to a whole new level. You go, Tony, what are we going to do? Take off our clothes? No, no, no. Now, here's what we're going to do. But you might want to take off your jacket if you're wearing one so you can use more of your body and not get too hot. Here's what we're going to do. We're going to celebrate for no good reason. Just because we chose to. Here's what I mean. Listen to me now. Most people spend a life where they have very little joy. It's not because joy isn't there. It's because they think life has to be a certain way, and then they'll get to feel joy for a moment someday in the future. What I want you to experience is total, unrelenting, playful, crazy, kid-like passion, joy, and celebration. Now here's what's interesting. Most people almost never do this, do they? Very rarely. Now, I'm telling you this because when most people celebrate is when they have a baby, right? Oh my God, it's a boy, it's a girl, and you see people, and they might even hug a stranger, and it's okay. When else do people really celebrate? When they finish school, yeah, I did it. Oh shit, now I have to go to work. When else do they celebrate? Come on, when else? That's right, sports, right? When a local sports team wins a national championship, show me what happens. Come on, show me with your body. What do people do? Go! Don't people go crazy? Do they? Yes or no? Come on. They scream, they yell, they jump. Yeah, we did it, we did it. What do you mean? What do you mean we did it? You didn't do shit. You watched. That's what you did. But I'm glad you're finally happy because some stranger did something you had nothing to do with. Now, some people, and by the way, it's culturally acceptable to do this when a sports team, your local sports team or national team wins, doesn't it? People expect it. It's totally cool. But some of you are living in cities that if the only time you're going to be happy is when your local sports team wins, you're never going to be happy. So we don't want to wait. We want to celebrate. In fact, think about this. Please think about this. Here's a belief to try. You don't need an excuse to be happy. And if you think that's crazy, think about this. Most people don't need an excuse to be unhappy, do they? How's it going? Feel like crap. How come? Woke up. And people go, I understand. See, if you said to me, how you doing? I'm feeling so good. How come? I don't know. I just feel good. Take him to the funny farm. But if people are depressed, everybody thinks that's normal, or bored, or tired, or burnt out, or stressed. So I'm saying to you, a muscle, how do you build a muscle? If you want to build your bicep, how do you build it? What do you got to do? Come on, what do you got to do? Not just exercise. You can exercise this muscle 100 times with a really light weight and you won't get any more muscle. You have to take a weight that's hard, that's difficult, isn't it true? And you got to push so hard. And when you feel you can't do anything, you got to push more. If I want to build my bicep, maybe I do curls with a weight. As I do these curls, let's say I pick a huge weight that's really hard to lift. And I'm going to do 10 curls. Which one of those 10 curls do I want to do the least? Which one? Number 10. Which one gives you 90% of the growth? Who knows? Number 11. Because see, when you think you can't do it and you make yourself push through it, that's when you get all the growth. How many know what I'm talking about here? Say I. So we want to train our emotional muscles. Because what's more powerful than love, or faith, or courage, or determination, or passion? Think about it. And if your courage, if you don't use your courage, does it get stronger or weaker? Which one? It gets weaker. What you don't use, you lose. So the more we work it, the more we're going to get. So we're going to work our happiness, our joy, our ecstasy muscles. And here's how we're going to do it. In a moment, we are going to celebrate for no good reason. Just because we're going to train our body to be this way again. And so the way we're going to do this is I'm going to remind you, since many of you have not celebrated in a long time, that if you were a little kid and you were celebrating, you would use your whole body. So here's the first key to celebration. Your feet must come off the ground. None of this, hey, stuff. I know that looks cool and shit, but it won't actually change you. So you got to get your feet off the ground, especially if you're old mentally, especially. Second thing is you must extend your body while you're doing this, because as you extend your body, you open your diaphragm and it changes your biochemistry. Third, how many of you use sounds when you're really excited about something, or at least when you're a kid? How many make sounds? Say I. Right now, just make some crazy sounds of excitement. Come on, make some sounds. Come on. Try another one. Try another one. Try another one. Try another sound. Whoa! Yes. Very nice. Now, sounds change the way we feel, but as cultures, we've learned to be quiet. When you're a kid, how many of you made weird noises all the time? How many did this kind of stuff? Come on, say I. So what happens is part of the culture makes us not use that and we feel less alive. So I want you to use sounds. In fact, how many of you in this room like to sing when no one's around? How many of you like to sing even though you sound like hell? You're in your car, you're singing, you're rocking. You drive up the stoplight, you're still singing in your car. You look over, there's a person in the car next to you staring at you. What do? You quickly pick up your cell phone and act like you've been talking to someone. Why do we like to sing even though we don't sound good? Because in order to make sounds, you have to move parts of your body. Emotion is created by motion. If you don't use it, you lose it. So we're going to leap, we're going to extend, and we're going to use our voices. And we're going to celebrate like the greatest sports team won, like you had the ultimate achievement of your goal, like the happiest moment of your life. Now we're going to do this celebration for just 15 seconds. Just 15 seconds. Because if we do more than that, you're going to get too happy too quickly and it'll wreck your whole life. So we'll just do 15 seconds. How many want to try this? Say I. All right, in order to do this, first